Well, everyone, welcome to our first live watch along post Christmas, and this is our final watch along for 2024. Western United, Brisbane Roar. I hope everyone has had a safe Christmas and enjoying this the crazy week that is in between Christmas and New Year's. What's today? I mean, that's the thing. You don't even know what day of the week it is. Hey, 29th of December, Sunday, Arvo. We got some A-League football. Western United, Brisbane Roar. Fascinating matchup. A lot on the line in this game. You got Western United with a chance to continue rising up the ladder. So, curious to see how Brisbane go in this game. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on Ruben Zadkovic at Brisbane Roar. A lot of pressure on him, especially with that loss at home last week to Perth Glory. I mean, the expectation from me and from everyone else, like Brisbane fans, non-Brisbane fans, is that after that result last week, there was maybe an expectation that Zadkovic was gonna be moved on at Brisbane Roar. Look, maybe just considering just the time of year it is, like it's around Christmas time, so it'd be a pretty rough time to lose your job. So maybe they're giving him until the new year. But this is a crucial game for Ruben Zadkovic and Brisbane Roar. They have to get a result from this game. A win would be great for them. Look, a draw, I don't know. I don't even know if that would be any better than a loss at this point. They're the only team without a win in the A-League. Hello, everyone in the live chat. Good to see Nathan here. Hello, Nathan. Hello, Iggy, who says Waddingham hat-trick soon. BBMK Crew says Coast. G'day, welcome. Leanne is predicting another 4-0 win to Western. And we should talk about West United. And I am excited to watch them in this matchup. They've obviously been one of the sort of the dark horses. That's what I've been saying about Western of late. They're a little bit sort of like the dark horse of the A-League right now. Not many people predicted them to have much of an impact this season. No, this overall quality of the squad isn't necessarily as strong as maybe some of the other bigger teams in the competition. But they are great value at the moment, West United. And, 4-3 a couple of weeks ago against Sydney. The two last games were away too. The 4-3 win away to Sydney. And then the one last week was just crazy, especially considering Auckland bounced back yesterday against Mariners. Western beating Auckland 4-0 over in New Zealand, which is just still to me is well and truly the biggest, that's the biggest upset of the season, that one. That was just a crazy game, crazy result. But good to see everyone here. Matto Man says a new coach would be a late Christmas present. Nathan asking what happened to the Mariners. Nathan, where do we start? There's a lot to talk about. I'm going to be putting up my full review of the Mariners Auckland game later tonight on the new Coastwood Football channel. For those that don't know, we've got a new channel. This is obviously Ozwatch Football, this channel here, and Coastwood Football, the new channel for dedicated Mariners content. So the full review of that game is going to be coming out later tonight, discussing sort of maybe where it went wrong for the Mariners and sort of the struggles that are now, I guess, what's happening with the team and just the club overall. It's there's a real concern, I think, considering where Mariners have been for the last few years and where we are now, and there's clearly been a bit of a drop off, and with the January transfer window rapidly approaching. It's big. Obviously, it's important for many clubs, but it's going to be super important for the Central Coast Mariners, of course. So this game, not too long away from kicking off. If you're in Australia, of course, you guys know this. You can watch on Paramount Plus. They used to have the Sunday Arvo games on free to wear, but they've obviously made the two sort of Saturday games on free to wear, the 5 o'clock and like 7:30 kickoff, which I've liked. I think that's been a really good move for them to do that, to sort of pair those two together, make it a big event on Saturdays. Hey, I do want to talk about the lineups here. And I mean, for Western United, it's very much the same what we've been seeing from them. A couple of changes sort of, here and there throughout the season, but overall it's been pretty consistent for John Aloisi's team. And for Brisbane Roar as well. I mean, they've sort of been tweaking their system a little bit as well, trying to find the right sort of setup. But having a look at the lineup here. So for Western United, Sutton starting in goals once again. Back four of Russell, Imai, Leonard, and Shamoon. So Ben Garuccio still not in the starting 11. Danzaki, Bozanowski, Thurgate, and Wality. Angus Thurgate. This is someone that Western United coach John Aloisi brought up in the press conference. I think it was after the last week's Auckland game. Just highlighting Angus Thurgate and how he's probably been their best player this season. He's been fantastic. His work making those runs into the box made an impact last week against Auckland. He's been fantastic, such a hard-working player. Abel Wality has looked very, very bright as well. Ibusuki and Botic are turning into a very, very threatening strike partnership as well. You've got Hiroshi Ibusuki, a Japanese striker, fantastic player, always capable of scoring goals. You get the ball into the box and he will more often than not find the back of the net, especially with his height as well. And then you got one of the more promising young Aussie strikers in Noah Botic alongside him as well. Brisbane Roar as well. Look, it's interesting to see Brissett starting. I think that's a good move. He's looked very, very bright for Brisbane. So that's a big call for Zadkiewicz starting Jacob Brissett. We'll see exactly how sort of that attacking setup will look. We may well see Brissett on the left, maybe Yelich through the middle. That's probably what we may see, but we'll keep an eye on it. But as we can see for Brisbane Roar, Macklin Freak in goals, of course, as he has been all season so far. Van der Sar, Billity, Harrington, and Gilroy. So I believe this is the first time we're seeing Harrington and Billity playing together as the two central defenders. Huge injury news for Brisbane this past week. Ben Warland out for the season with an ACL injury. Devastating news for the Brisbane Roar defender. Losing another player like that too. We've seen a few big injuries. I think it was an ACL, right? Like we've seen a few big injuries. Stefan Kolakowski the other week, Wellington, I believe he's out for the season. We know Brad Tapp at Citrus Mariners, he's out with a long-term injury as well. Having a look at the benches as well, some interesting names here. Rami Najjarine could provide a threat for Western off the bench, as well as Grimaldi. And then it's always a very youthful bench that Western are naming these days as well. Raphael Strike could make an impact for Brisbane Roar if they're chasing a goal. Florian Berenguer brings that experience, as well as Jack Hingett. You've got Luis Zabala, Zimarino there, two younger options also. So it has been shopping and changing each week for Brisbane Roar, trying to find that right setup, and we'll see if today this 4-2-3-1 that they have been playing. Although there has been times, I think it was against Wanderers a couple of weeks ago, we saw them play a 4-3-3. So we'll keep an eye on how exactly that Brisbane Roar lineup actually looks on the pitch. All right, kickoff not too far away. How are we feeling? No worries, Nathan. Thanks for jumping in, my friend. Marcus says, Forza Sydney FC. Obviously, huge result for Sydney last night. 3-0 win in the Big Blue of the Melbourne victory. Great response for Sydney after some shaky results over the past month. We will be doing our full round recap as well later tonight, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, recapping all of the games. So make sure to join us. Plenty going on here on the Oswald Football YouTube channel. Watch along here for this one, which is getting underway shortly, and then the round recap kicking off an hour later. G'day to Shadow Warrior says, Go City. Hopefully we can get up on New Year's Eve. Look, it should be a great game. Should be a great game. Melbourne City, they've been good this season. They have been good this season, especially considering the situation at that club with, so many sort of high-profile players out with injury. They're doing all right. They're doing all right, hey? They are. All right. Tom Waddingham as well. He's another guy we should talk about. Tom Waddingham. There's been some talk online that he is potentially linked to, potentially in talks with some clubs from the English Championship. This is a guy who's been sort of linked with like clubs from overseas for what feels like the past year now. It feels like it comes up quite a lot. But these ones feel like it could well happen. It's Middlesbrough and Sheffield Wednesday, I believe, are the two clubs who have reportedly been linked with Tom Waddingham. 19-year-old striker, already scored 4 goals this season. Immense potential, Tom Waddingham. Very bright future ahead of him. So, yeah, we'll see. Hey, Dan, any insight on the Mariners' new ownership? I don't have any insight. I guess all we see is sort of the rumors and the comments online. And, I mean, we'll see. I mean, just fingers crossed it works out, hey, for the Mariners. Happy New Year to you as well, Dan. As Shadow Warrior says here, Middlesbrough have heaps of Aussies. Yeah, indeed they do, Shadow. Yeah, Riley McGree there at the moment. Tommy Glover as well. Sammy Silvera is there, but on loan this season at Portsmouth, as we know as well. G'day, Marcus. Says they got 20K at Allianz last night. Huge for the A-League. Great crowd. Marcus says also it was disappointing to see a Victory fan kicked out of the ground. I didn't know that. My prediction for today, I believe in my prediction video that I put out early in the week, I did say a win for Western. Yeah. I mean, what are you guys feeling? Feel free to throw your predictions in the chat now. The teams are about to come out of the tunnel as we speak. This game is about to go get underway. Dude, I like this little ground that Western have. I know, obviously, we hope they have their full stadium set up in the near future, hopefully. But this little grounds that they have is really, really nice. Both teams coming out now. All right, we've got some predictions. Shadow says 3-1 for Western. I could see that happening, that's for sure. 2 for Ibasuki, 1 for Botic. Probably pretty likely as well. Have you been watching the cricket? I'm not the biggest cricket fan, to be honest, so I haven't been keeping up with it. Luke here says, bet many Raw fans will be keen to watch Zadkovic's final match as coach, going for a 3-0 win for Western too. Big game here for Western here, man. If they could get a 3rd consecutive win, it'd be huge for them. It's been so impressive the way they've been rising up the table. Shadow asks why Western wearing their 3rd kit. It is indeed the 3rd kit, isn't it? It's a nice kit too. It's really cool. It's a good question. Fair question, eh? They're at home. You'd think they'd just be wearing the green and black. Funnily enough, the 3rd kit doesn't look all that different to the home kit. Still the green and black, just like I guess with thinner green stripes. G'day, Ryan. Welcome. Do you watch much of the Premier League? A little bit. I'm a Tottenham Hotspur fan. Sam says Auckland FC back on track. Yes, I was there for the game, and Auckland were just too good in the end. Shadow says Brisbane's kit is gorgeous. Would genuinely wear that out to like a dinner or something very classy. It's a great kit, isn't it? It's a great kit. Love it. All right. Alex King, the referee for this game, about to get underway. Western Melbourne. This is the location for this one. Looks like getting some shots to the crowd. Looks like a pretty healthy crowd. It's always, I mean, that's the cool thing with these smaller stadiums. You know, you get some some decent numbers in there and create a nice little atmosphere. And the game is underway. Western United taking on Brisbane Roar. Western looking for a 3rd consecutive win. Brisbane Roar looking for their first win of the season. Oh, man. I mean, Brisbane Roar, it would be devastating for them, embarrassing if they were to round out 2024, or this season so far at least, without picking up a win this season. It's been a really, really poor season up to this point for Brisbane Roar, currently bottom of the table. We're underway. Appreciate us joining us for this live watch along on your Sunday Arvo. We are going to be live later on for the round recap that we do each week, of course. That's at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Western looking to get on the front foot early. Of course, Brisbane will be wary of the threat that Western possess. They've just been they must just be so high in confidence at the moment. Western United, with the way that they have been playing, with the results that they've been getting, man, against top sides, defeating Sydney away, defeating Auckland away. I mean, no one expected Western to grab those big results. For the last couple of weeks now, they've scored 4 goals, in each game. So they've just been fantastic. And a lot of fun to watch as well. A lot of fun to watch. Classic 4-4-2 as well for Brisbane Roar. Sorry, for Western United. Brisbane Roar, we will keep an eye. They do sort of... Their formation seems a bit fluid at times. The formation that we've got pulled up here on Google does show a 4-2-3-1, which could well be what they're playing. Hello to Justin. Welcome. Marcus, sorry, I missed this comment a moment ago. Where is it going wrong for the Mariners, Lockie? For me, it's a lack of experience at the back and a prolific goal scorer. Well, I think with Sainsbury coming back, that sort of solves the experience at the back thing. Look, obviously, we still had Caltac there, who provided some experience, and Storm Rue in there as well. But the prolific goal scorer is certainly an issue for the Mariners. And look, Mariners didn't have a prolific goal scorer last season. Like, Mariners won 3 trophies. And, I don't think Alu Kowal got past double digits in the A-League. So it was sort of a collective effort from a variety of players. But, this is the goal scoring is, I think, the biggest issue at the moment for the Mariners. And we've got nice passages of play. Like, Mariners are playing well in games. It's just some defense mistakes that are, like yesterday in that 4-1 loss, just the goals were so sloppy, just really poor goals to concede. Mike Jackson said that in his press conference. And just a lack of quality up front, a lack of hunger, I think, as well. Like, if we just had a bit more determination in the box there, a bit more fight, I think we may well have a few more goals. But yeah, that's the thing, man. Mariners one of the lowest scorers in the league. It's not good enough. So look, January is crucial. There's a few clubs who desperately need to make moves in January. Mariners are up there with one of them, especially considering that players who Mariners are missing due to injury, Edmondson, Duarte, DiPizio. Mariners are missing crucial attacking players at this moment in time due to injury. And those guys, I don't think DiPizio will return for another number of weeks at this rate. So we'll see. Luke asks, with 2 great years for the Mariners, especially 2023-24, do you think a season, early in the season, yes, like the current one, was inevitable? Well, I will say that I think it's always a danger of happening each year with the way Central Coast Mariners operate. The club have made it clear to everyone, to the fans, for a long time now, how they operate. Central Coast Mariners have become renowned now for developing young players and selling them on. And that's worked for us in recent years. Well, for many years now. Mariners have been doing it for a while. But there's obviously been some fantastic talent that, have moved on and we've got fees for. Some of them, not fees for all of them, unfortunately. But, there's been some top players who have come through the academy here on the Central Coast. It's not in a big, hub like Sydney or Melbourne. It's just on the Central Coast, sort of like a regional area, developing these young players, giving them the chance. And then these young players are going over and playing, leagues across Europe. So there's always going to be a threat of sort of, if we don't quite get the recruitment right each year, that we're going to slip down. I'm still optimistic about the season for the Mariners. I'm still optimistic the Mariners are capable of being a finals team this season. I think there's some very, very good players in the squad. I think the young players that we have at the squad at the moment, the likes of Hayne Eames and who else can we point out? Sash Gazewski, Nico Duarte, Miguel DiPizio. These guys have got great talent. and a big future. But this may well be one of these seasons where Mariners just dip down a bit. I don't think Mariners will drop to sort of what they were at like 5-6 years ago, where we were just sort of getting smashed at the bottom, year after year. I think we will remain a competitive side. I think Mark Jackson will still sort of steady the ship, and I think January I'd expect Mariners to make some moves. Mark Jackson has hinted at that, has strongly hinted that Mariners will be making some signings in January. So we'll see what happens. Ryan asks, it'll be interesting to see if Auckland, well, it says it'll be interesting to see if Auckland sign any players at all in January. I don't expect them to. I think maybe the one area that they might look at is centre back, just because Dan Hall's out with an injury at the moment. But I don't know how long he's going to be out for. I believe it's an ankle injury. But yeah, that could be the one area. But aside from that, I think Auckland have got pretty good depth. Yeah, I think they're all right at the moment. Shadow asks, do you think if the Mariners finished in, say, 6th place, could they then go on to win the championship? Yeah, I think so. I think we're maybe lacking a couple match winners. We do have, Mikael Docker's capable of like winning a game with his quality that he has, but I think we're maybe lacking just a real quality striker, because that's what you need when it comes to finals. Through the regular season, and I think we learned this last year as well, actually. Through the regular season, I think defenses are on top. Like if you've got a strong defense, you'll finish high up the ladder. I think Wellington Phoenix showed us that last year. Same could be said for Melbourne Victory. And Mariners, of course, defensively strong teams. But when it comes to a final series, it's the attack. If you have the attack, that's where it comes in handy. That's where the difference is really made. And I think maybe, look, Wellington Phoenix, don't get me wrong, were fantastic last season. But I think maybe that's where Victory got the better of them in the end. I think Victory maybe just had the stronger attack last season. And that was enough to sort of get them across the line. So, yeah, look, hey, if Mariners were fit to finish in 6th place, I'd take it. Shadow says the lowest ever grand final winner was 4th place, Melbourne Victory in 2018. Let's come back to that because Jacob Brissett is charging into the box and can't quite keep it in play. But Brisbane Roar, 8 minutes in, showing a couple bright signs, wanting to get on the front foot. No real clear-cut opportunities up until this point. It would be very interesting to see if that record is broken. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that Victory winning from 4th place was impressive. But they always have the quality. They're always capable of doing that kind of thing, hey? They're generally pretty strong in their final series, aren't they, Victory, hey? Iggy says Harrington and McNichol go to the same school and same year group. I didn't know that. There you go. Marcus says it'll be interesting to see if Victory fall off a cliff now after these recent results. I don't think so. I think Victory will be all right. I'd be very surprised if they dropped off. The squad's too good, man. They by far have the best depth in the league. They've got players on the bench you could easily start, and they'd be a strong team. So I think they'll be all right. I think the red card definitely affected things last night. I think if Zinedine Machash remained on the pitch, which I think he should have, then it may well have been a different result. Sydney were good, but it may well have been a different result. Hello to Mr. Electro. What are your thoughts on Adelaide being second at the moment? They've been great. They've been good fun to watch. And they've proven me wrong this season. I think they've been performing better than probably what I expected, probably what a lot of people expected. But some of they get a few individual players at that club who are playing so well at the moment. Zach Clough has been great this season. Archie Goodwin, 5 goals already, I believe. Let's come back to that because Wellerty, third getting the box. Western trying to find a shot on target here. Can they get it? Ibasuki, edge of the box. Bozanovsky, Western are threatening. Into the hands of Macklin Freak. They couldn't quite find the shooting opportunity there, Western. They had that in a great area, but yeah. But yeah, very impressed with Adelaide. And obviously their first loss of the season on Friday against Wanderers. So maybe there's, a couple of things to still work on there for the Reds. The last couple of weeks, they've, conceded let leads slip, right? Like 2-goal leads, and they've just let them slip. They were leading 2-0 against Wanderers in the first half, and they ended up losing 3-2. So clearly something has to be worked on there. Don't get me wrong. I think they're a fantastic team, and they will play finals this season. I fully expect that. Great to see Frenzied Rabbit in here as well, as always. We'll get to that comment in a second because Brisbane on the attack. Good clearance. Young Dylan Leonard, man, 17-year-old centre-back. He's been really good this season as Jacob Brissett. Well, that's Brisbane's best chance of the game. Jacob Brissett shot from outside the area, and he did force Sutton into a save. Couple little moments for Jacob Brissett early on in this game, who does appear to be playing on the left-hand side more so for Brisbane Roar. 12 minutes into the game, 0-0. We do have one shot so far, at least, to Brisbane Roar, but possession's pretty even. No corners to report up to this point. We will have a look at this comment here from Frenzied Rabbit. Honest opinion between Brizzy and Perth. Which team is playing better week in, week out? As Ibisuki is currently down with an injury. In your opinion? For me, it's hard to predict who will get the spoon. Brisbane have been better. Definitely. I think Brisbane have been better. They've shown more in games. They've had good passages of play in games. They've been scoring goals. Even though Brisbane are lower than Perth, I think, at the moment, right? I think Perth have been awful. Perth have been awful. And even for Perth's win last week against Brisbane, like, Perth weren't great. Like, they won that game and they weren't great. They took their opportunity, and credit to them. And credit to Perth, for the defensive resilience. I think defensively, Perth were just, it was probably their best game defensively, Perth. They were really well organised last week against Brisbane to get that win. But, so that's the only positive from them this season. They've been, I don't know if you guys watched, they Glory lost, 3-0 at home. Was it 3 or 4-0? I just forgot. It was 3-0, wasn't it? Losing 3-0 at home to Macarthur on Friday night. I mean, it's really concerning seeing what's happening at Perth Glory. They're just completely unplayed almost every week. So for me, Brisbane are offering more and showing more and should be high up the ladder. Perth Glory, here come Western. Corner for Western, first corner of the game. But yeah, man, I feel for Perth Glory at the moment. Good to see Boston here as well. Boston said he went to the Big Blue last night. Hope you enjoyed it. 20,000 in attendance. What did you make of the Jets yesterday? Well, they were good, weren't they? I thought they were right. They had plenty of opportunities to get the result. But that's sort of been the story of Jets season, where they've actually looked good, hey, but maybe you haven't had the quality to finish those opportunities off. Wellington, always strong defensively. Corner for Western, well defended by Brisbane. Can the Roar go on the counter here? Jacob Brissett. That's a free kick for Brisbane in the middle of the park. Already a yellow card to Waleed Shaw. I believe it was for that foul on Ibisuki a moment ago. Hello to the day in sports. Thanks for tuning in. Where's the comment? There it is. Are you shocked about the Big Blue result last night? Can't wait for our teams to battle on New Year's Eve. Yep, looking forward to the New Year's Eve clash, of course. Always a big game for the Mariners. Was I surprised by the result? I mean, yeah, I didn't see a 3-0 win coming for Sydney, considering their recent form. But I think the red card played a huge factor in the game last night. I think if Zinedine Machach hadn't been sent off, I think victory could have come back and maybe grabbed a draw. So I think that played a huge, huge factor. So, from that point, with the red card, I guess the result isn't particularly surprising. But Sydney were much better last night, weren't they? They were much better. Joe Lolly was great with those couple of goals. He asks, "Do you think it was a red card last night?" Here's what I'll say. I can see why they sent him off. Like, I can understand it. For me, it wasn't a red card. It wasn't a red card. I think we've seen sort of similar challenges to that this season, and they haven't been given reds. So it was definitely on the harsher side. And what do you guys think? The Machash red card last night, do you think that was worthy of a red card? I don't know. It was a little bit harsh. Don't forget, we'll be doing our live round recap later tonight as well, of course, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, discussing all of the A-League action from this past week. $16 minutes in. Pretty healthy crowd down at the home of Western United, Ironbark Fields, which is just a great name for a stadium, isn't it? Hopefully we do see Western's full stadium in all its glory in the future soon enough. It's been a pretty relatively even game up to this point too, hasn't it? I mean, Brisbane Roar with a couple of moments. Jacob Brissett with a shot on target from outside the area. Did force a good save out of Matt Sutton. Western United still sort of, oh dude, almost a goal from inside. Was that Jay O'Shea? Jay O'Shea almost scoring from literally 60 meters out. He was inside his own half. Oh my goodness, dude. For a second, I well thought that was going in. I mean, we saw a cracking goal yesterday. Costa Barbarousse is scoring from the center circle, which was just a crazy goal. Jay O'Shea was about to top it. That would have been incredible. That was easily 60 meters. He caught Matt Sutton out, but the shot was just wide. And g'day to Blinkers as well in the chat. Great to see everyone here. Blinkers says, howdy all. The red was too harsh. Yellow for me. I hope Costa isn't injured. He's been great the last 2 games, indeed. And g'day to Fortnite. Welcome. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well also. Hope everyone is enjoying this, the crazy week in between Christmas and New Year's. As Brisbane's corner comes in, bouncing around dangerously. It's still on. Another delivery. Thurgate heads clear. Brisbane's first corner of the game there, and causing a little bit of panic in the box for Western United. It remains 0-0 after 19 minutes. It's Dylan Leonard, and again, the defensive intervention. Again, I mean, this guy's been really impressive this season. 17 years old, and he's starting week in, week out for Western. Very, very impressed with him so far. Brisbane again with the corner. Jelicic in swinger. Looks like a couple orange shirts, a couple of Roar fans in the away bay there on the left-hand side. Brisbane Roar maintaining some pressure here, having the ball high up the park. Hope everyone has enjoyed their weekends. Just a couple of days left in 2024, of course. Make sure to hit the like button, support the channel, support the stream. You can also consider sending in a super chat. This is our final watch-along for 2024. We've done a bunch throughout the year. Socceroos, A-League. Australia Cup, of course, as well. It's been a big year for Australian football. I just realised as well, no Ben Garuccio on the bench. I think he was included in the ins and outs for this week. He was included on the initial team sheet a few days ago. But Ben Garuccio, captain of Western United this season, still not ready to return to action, unfortunately for him. Jacob Brissett, tricky work. And Matt Sutton couldn't hold on to it. Brisbane Roar having a nice little spell here, 20 minutes in. Very, very positive from the Roar. It's what you want to see. And probably, a especially what you want to see from a team who are still chasing their first win of the season. You want to see them being proactive, getting on the front foot. They know what's on the line here. A lot of people saying that this could well be Ruben Zakovic's final game in charge of Brisbane, especially if the result doesn't go their way. That could well be what happens. Jacob Brissett has been lively and he's looking to create. Dane Sports says a good amount of my mates are heading up to the Mariners game, so I hope for a good amount of fans in the away bay on Tuesday. Great to hear. Yeah, the New Year's Eve game always tends to draw a pretty strong crowd up here at Gosford. Roar again, looking dangerous, man. Right-hand side, looking for a way through. Another little replay of this collision. I guess Thurgate just lengthened the ball there. Maybe some studs on the foot of Waleed Shaw. I don't think it was an incident like last night where the studs are maybe a little bit higher, but always got to be careful when the studs are going up, don't you? That's the thing. Always run the risk. You can, otherwise, you can attract the attention of the VAR. Blinkus says Western games are so much more enjoyable at Ironbark. Much better atmosphere. Pitch plays perfect too. Pitch looks great, doesn't it? Like, it looks awesome. Great condition today. Yeah, like that. Like the far grandstand looks like mostly full. Like this could be their biggest attendance of the season. Of their history of playing at this ground. Pressure on Matt Sutton here. Playing out from the back. Western almost caught out. They do finally break away. But yeah, it's great to see the crowd here for this game. West United, they haven't had too much going forward. Shall we have a look at the stats up to this point? That looks right. Western United, 23 minutes into this game, yet to register a shot. Brisbane with the 2 so far. Jacob Brissett testing Matt Sutton from range. Jay O'Shea was probably that other shot as well from inside his own half. And Brisbane Roar just edging it in possession. Pass accuracy up to 89% for Brisbane. These are figures coming just from Google. So overall, a pretty even start, but it's definitely Brisbane who are certainly looking the better at this stage. Big game, of course, as we know, man. Still looking for their first win of the season, Brisbane Roar. Well, a quick look at the ladder also. Still at the bottom, just 3 points with those 3 draws. A win here for Brisbane Roar, and they will jump off the foot of the ladder. Glory will return to bottom if Brisbane do win. A draw will not be enough for Brisbane to escape the bottom of the ladder. Western currently 8th. But a win here. Well, a win here will see them jump up to 4th on the ladder, overtaking MacArthur. Wouldn't that be remarkable? A loss would see them drop down to 9th. Still pretty congested around the middle of the A-League men's ladder at this point. We will be talking about all of the A-League games from this round in our round recap later tonight, 8 p.m. Australian Daylight Time. So make sure to jump back in here on the channel later this evening. Okay. Good afternoon to you too, Timmy. Welcome. Good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I did, Boston, indeed. I caught the action after getting home from the Mariners game last night. Great win for Sydney FC last night too. And as Timmy says here, yeah, that's right. Not much between the whole league as predicted. Yeah, I mean, it's always tricky to predict. It's always super competitive. That's what we love. Boston, thank you very much for the kind super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Boston's been a long-time viewer of the channel here. So greatly appreciate that, Boston. Thank you. 25 minutes in, Western United 0, Brisbane Roar 0. Thanks for joining us for our A-League Sunday afternoon watch-along. We don't often do the Sunday Arvo watch-alongs, but we thought we'd do one here. Healthy crowd in at Ironbark Fields watching this one. I mean, considering West United's recent results, current form, I'm probably eyeing this one up as a winnable game at home against the bottom team in the competition. If they can defeat Auckland FC, the top team, 4-0 away, surely they can beat Brisbane Roar, the bottom team in the league, at home. Western. So, I mean, Western, there's a lot of sort of loose possession at the moment. Passes going astray, which isn't helping Western. Here come Brisbane. Jacob Brissett. Fields. Jay O'Shea. Outline to Bert Gilroy. This is what I was saying before as well. Hey, like Brisbane aren't terrible. Like, I don't think Brisbane deserve to be bottom of the ladder. They do have good passages through games, and they sort of, it feels like they've mostly dominated the last 10 minutes. But the thing is, they got to try and convert that dominance into opportunities. And here's a chance here for Western. The ball's been given away. Wallerty's in the box. Wallerty still needed to release it there. We got Thurgate back on it. Thurgate, oh, good chance. I think his Thurgate was eyeing one up from the edge of the box. Drags it wide, but Western United. I think that's that first shot of the game too, isn't it? Took 28 minutes. 28 minutes for Western United to finally have an attempt at goal. That's right, Frenzy Rabbit. There has been some talk online that Tom Waddingham may well be on the way out. Some clubs from the English Championship linked with a move as Jacob Brissett. So close to the first goal. Matt Sutton made himself big. Best chance of the game so far. And it's Jacob Brissett again. I mean, Yelich hits the overlapping run from Van der Sar. Nice little cross too. He hung it up. Oh, dude, what a chance. Great opportunity for Brisbane, who are playing well in the opening half an hour of this match. And it's Jacob Brissett already with his second shot, the youngster, looking very good. Very, very good. His first start, if I'm not mistaken, for Brisbane Roar. He's had some cameos off the bench. He's looked bright. Very adventurous player. Loves to take opposition defenders on. And here we go. Oh, Brisbane are again here. Almost. Halloran thought he'd beaten Dylan Leonard for pace, but couldn't quite control it. And as Frenzy Rabbit says here, Brissett looks really hungry when he's on the ball. Definitely one of the most exciting players. Yeah, and look, it's great to see. Like, I love that Zakovic has made the decision to give him an opportunity here from the start. Like, he's looked good. And, you know, you may well have some, you know, more high-profile players, you know, on the bench. But, you know, if he's playing well, give the young guy an opportunity. It's what we love to see. Luke says Sutton seems to be the MVP for Western at this point in the game. Couple crucial saves. A diving save earlier on. Here's Western, no, and deflected wide. That was a great chance. Shamoon in the box with a shot blocked away. And very similar to that Brisbane opportunity a moment ago. Nice little play down the left. They worked it into the box, and Shamoon, his shot ricocheted off his teammate out for a goal kick. Western, nice high press. They've won it back quickly. Wallerty hangs it up. Looking for Ibasuki. Thurgate, edge of the box. Western United, can they have some sustained pressure here? Can they pin Brisbane back? Half an hour in at Ironbark Fields, 0-0 between Western United and Brisbane Roar. Appreciate you guys joining us for this A-League live watch along on a Sunday, Arvo. Hit the like button, support the channel. You can also consider something through a super chat. Justin says it here as well. He's been unreal, had some great saves. Been interesting to see as well the change up in the starting goalkeepers for Western this season. Tommy Heward-Bell, who is on the bench today for Western, was the starting keeper for them last year. He played pretty much every week last year. But Matt Sutton, I think from round one, has been the starting goalkeeper for Western this season. So it's interesting to see. And look, it's not the only club. We've seen it at a few other clubs, hey? Like at Sydney FC, Devonish Mears is starting over Andrew Redmayne, and Devonish Mears got a clean sheet last night for the Sky Blues. Where else? I mean, Mariners as well, obviously. I mean, Dylan Parach-Cullen is now a regular starter in goals for Mariners, 18-year-old, and that wasn't expected, especially with the signing of Adam Pavlicic. Where else? I feel like there's been a few ones as well, hey? There's been a few clubs. Perth Glory have swapped up their goalkeepers this season as well. Ollie Saylor was starting, and now Cameron Cook has been in for the last few weeks. So it's been an interesting theme that we've been seeing this season in the A-League, where the backup goalkeepers, if you like, have been given the opportunity. A lot of them have been playing well. Like Matt Sutton's has been good for Western. O'Shea, looking for that return Porsche. The Brisbane can't find him. Brisbane's still on the attack, looking for an opening. Good pressure from Western, who survived that little threat. Brisbane Roar still missing a few defenders due to injury. This is the first time we're seeing Harrington and Billity play together as a centre back partnership, I believe. Ben Warland, unfortunately, out with an ACL. That news was reported this past week. And still no Marcus Vakranis in the A-League. We did see Vakranis feature in the Australia Cup many months ago for Brisbane. But Marcus Vakranis, we have yet to see him in the A-League for Brisbane. Marcus, as red as is 35, and in the last year of his contract, he's probably going to retire at the end of the year. You could well be right, Marcus. Could well be right. We'll see. Frenzy Rabbit says, man, watching Iwasuki play makes me sad. The rumours he was linked with Brizzy didn't pan out. It's a really good player to watch for me. Yeah, I remember that. That was... wasn't that the most recent off-season, hey, when he was set to leave Adelaide? There was some talk that maybe he was going to go to Brisbane, and that would have been a great pickup for them. Maybe the Waddingham situation maybe impacted that. Maybe Brisbane had an expectation that Waddingham was going to go maybe in the most recent off-season. But he's obviously stuck around, and Suki from Western United saw the opportunity to bring him in, and it's been a good move for the Japanese forward at the moment. He's been great. He's been very, very good. Timmy says, last time Brizzy were good and was in charge, how could we forget? The glory years, the Raw Salona years. To be fair, they have had some decent seasons prior to that. Ooh, that's a heavy challenge. Heavy challenge. Referee's going to have a look at this one from Halloran. Yellow card for Ben Halloran as well. Raw did have a couple decent seasons here and there. They did play finals a few years ago, but yeah, recently hasn't been too great. Very heavy sliding challenge from Halloran, and I think that's, goodness me, that's definitely worthy of a red. Look, he was wanting to go in for the ball, obviously, but when you clean up that much of a player, it's a dangerous challenge. Halloran doesn't agree with it, but it's a dangerous challenge. You're endangering the welfare of an opposition player there. Shamoon was just wiped out. Justin says that looks terrible. Yeah, it was forceful, wasn't it? Justin says lucky not a red. I mean, if it was maybe more so from the back, I mean, it was probably borderline, hey? Frenzy's asking for VAR as well. I mean, It's an interesting one. That was heavy. Very, very heavy. It was a bit reckless. Maybe the fact that he was... I mean, you could tell he was going in for the ball. Maybe that helps him a little bit there. Studs were up. 10 minutes to go in this first half. 0-0. Here come Western. Suki looking for the teammate. And again, just pass going astray. So a little bit of accuracy maybe letting Western down at this point in the game. You can see the Western service crew there to the right. Look at that bay, dude. Looks great. The flags, those blow-up stick things that they whack together. What do you call those blow-up stick things? You know, dum, dum, dum. Great to see, man. Great to see. There's been some decent crowds as well. Adelaide, very strong crowd the other night on Friday. 20,000 at the Big Blue last night. We often do see some pretty healthy crowds at this time of year in the A-League, obviously with a lot of people off on holidays and all that. Timmy asks, do you think Garang will be back after the English season is over in Europe? As in, like, back at Mariners? I mean, that would be interesting. What about Mustafa? Reunite with Trent? That would be interesting. Mustafa Amini. We'll come back to that. Here come Western. Tate Russell entering the box, and that's a strong challenge from Billity. Good challenge. Good tackle from Billity. Mustafa Amini, yeah, that's a piece of news we've had in the last couple of days. His contract at Perth Glory has been terminated by, I believe it was by mutual consent. So Amini has departed Perth Glory. Yeah, I don't know if we'd... I probably wouldn't mind him at Mariners. I do rate Mustafa Amini still. Ah. Timmy says Mustafa was the best player in the league before he went to Dortmund with Yogi. He was very good. He was very, very good. I remember when he was coming through a long time ago now. Mustafa Amini. He was a fan favourite at the Mariners a long time ago now. And as you say there, Timmy, he would have played alongside Trent Sainsbury as well, eh? Great to see Trent Sainsbury start last night for Mariners, man. It was so good to see. Just having him back is obviously going to be a huge boost for the team. Here come Western. Again, down the left-hand side. They're definitely favouring the left side, Western, when they get forward. That's the side that Shamoon and Wality are on, and they're trying to wriggle through. Brisbane looking strong in defence. Wality got a shot from a tight angle, and Macklin Freak, that's a pretty comfortable save. Where is Mustafa playing now? Well, nowhere now. I think it was it yesterday or Friday? It was literally in the last couple of days Perth Glory made the announcement that they've parted ways with Mustafa Amini. So as of now, Mustafa Amini does not have a club. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see whether maybe he ends up at another A-League club. I think he's still good enough. He was at Sydney FC a couple of years ago. He's been at Perth Glory for the last couple of seasons as well. That's certainly some throwback there, Timmy. Sainsbury, Anderson, Rose, Ryan. Brisbane Roar over the top. Good ball too. Jelicic. What a chance. Well, that is the sign of maybe a team, and look, maybe a player, I don't want to single him out, but maybe a player low in confidence. Keegan Jelicic surely has to score there. What a chance indeed, Justin. I mean, the shot just looks lazy. Like, the effort was just lazy. Like, just lifted over him, surely. Just like, or at least add more power. Either just like dink it over the top or provide more power. He sort of just like, it was just a finessed shot straight at the keeper. Keegan Jelicic in behind. And just, he should have done better there. I mean, as Blinker says, Sutton again, like, well done, Matt Sutton, for making himself big in that situation and coming out, closing the angles. But surely Jelicic, I mean, that is a golden opportunity for a team who are looking for the first win of the season. Have to take those chances. Free kick for Brisbane. Cleared away. Frenzied says, typical Brisbane. There's no quality in the final touch. Yeah, that's maybe what has let them down this season. Getting into those chances in those spaces, having those opportunities. Maybe lacking the quality to take them. Marcus says, Barisha is exactly what Brisbane need. Free motivation. That would be interesting to see. I would love to see it, Barisha, in charge of Brisbane Roar. That would be fun. G'day, James. James says Jelacic should come back to Perth. I'm sure they would love him. I really rate Jelacic. I think he's a top player, and it's a shame he didn't do better with that chance. G'day, Almost Clutch. Says, whoa, name change. That's right. That's right. For those who are unaware, this channel is now Oswald Football as of the last couple of weeks. On this channel, we're covering the content isn't changing. That, of course, covering all the A-League stuff, Socceroos, Matildas. But the reason for the name change is that we've made a new separate channel called Coastwatch Football, the dedicated Mariners content. So if you're checking out, if you're keen on checking out that stuff, you can search up Coastwatch Football. You can find the new channel. As Western United, the dangerous cross, which goes playing. Does he have his badges, Barisha? I believe so. I believe so, yeah. Marcus asks, any more news on the Canberra A-League men's team? Not that I've seen. Not that I've seen. I mean, hopefully we get some soon enough, eh? We're about to enter 2025. And there was an... Oh, they got a penalty. Oh, they do! Western United have just been awarded a penalty. Burke Gilroy committing the foul. Angus Thurgate went down. I don't know. It was a bit of a collision. I don't know about that. Hiroshi Ibasuki stepping up to take it. I don't know about that. But Justin says a bit soft. I think I agree. It was one of those ones where it's a bit more of a coming together. Like as Burke Gilroy actively sort of moved into the path of Thurgate there. I don't know. I think that is a bit soft. Looks like it's going to stand. Ibasuki, his last 5 penalties, he scored 4 out of his last 5. They haven't had too many chances in this game. Brisbane probably have the better chances so far. But at the end of the first half here, Ibasuki against Macklin Freak steps up for the penalty. Coolly slotted away. It's Western United who take the lead at home. Maybe a bit of controversy over the penalty being awarded. I don't know, man. We might need to see some more replays, but Western won't mind. They have the lead. 1-0. Great time to get it to. They're showing us the replay. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm looking at that replay. It looks really, really harsh. It really does. It's 2 players going shoulder and shoulder for the ball. They've just collided. Thurgate's gone down. Blinker says no pen for me. I mean, I agree. I mean, well, yeah. So Frenzy Rabbit says, I think VR check is at least warranted. I am unsure too. It's one of those ones, like I've made this pretty clear when I've talked about VR here on the channel in the past. Like I think VR should be like very rarely be involved in the game. I think it should be used on like really like extreme sort of, like we should barely see it really. It's for clear and obvious errors. That's like the wording, like clear and obvious errors. So I don't agree. Here's the thing, right? I don't agree that should have been a penalty. However, I don't think it was a clear and obvious error. I think it's one of those ones where it's sort of, it could well be a penalty. And it obviously was. Alex King, the referee, thought it was. So while I don't agree that it was a penalty, I don't think it was worth going to VAR for because it wasn't a clear and obvious error. It could have, if you keep looking at it, you could probably, make a strong case for it well being a penalty. So that's my thought. I'm of the opinion that VAR should be like the absolute last resort, should really come in unless it's obvious to absolutely everyone that the decision is wrong. And I don't think that one is one. Anyway, Timmy says disgraceful decision on that penalty. Comment here saying, come on Western United from Ireland. Thanks for tuning in, all the way from Ireland. And Brisbane Roar. Oh, what a chance! Speaking of Ireland, Jay O'Shea helping setting up the opportunity. And Ben Halloran has blazed over when he, should have hit the target. Waddingham was there. That's really poor. That's really, really poor from Ben Halloran. You can see how frustrated he is. I mean, that's, again, like we were talking about the Yelich chance earlier. Ben Halloran in the box there. He had the space. He had the time. Hit it first time. You have to hit the target there. Like, that's unacceptable to miss from there. That is, again, this is an important game for for Brisbane Roar, looking for the first win of the season. Immense pressure on their manager, Ruben Zakovic. And they have to take those opportunities. Cannot afford to miss that. Halloran has to hit the target there. And as Frenzy Rabbit says here, couldn't finish a dinner today. So far. We'll see how Brisbane go in the second half. But it is half-time in this one, folks. 1-0 to Western United at the break. Let's have a look at the stats up to this point. Appreciate you guys joining in. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. You can also consider sending in a super chat. Match stats. These are coming from Google. Western with 4 shots, just the one on target. That would be the penalty, right? For Brisbane Roar, 7 shots, 4 on target. They have had the opportunities, Brisbane. Jacob Brissett looking very good off the left-hand side for Roar. A couple of good opportunities for him. Matt Sutton has been called into action a number of times for Western. Jay O'Shea almost scored a spectacular goal from 60 metres out. Ben Halloran, Keegan Yelich easily should have scored, for sure. Brisbane Roar just edging it on possession as well. You can see pass accuracy. Brisbane a little bit better in that stat. Fouls, 7 to Brisbane, 3 to Western. 2 yellow cards for Brisbane. Willie Shaw and Ben Halloran currently have bookings. Just the 2 corners for Brisbane, 1 for Western. So not too many set pieces in that first half, that's for sure. So, Brisbane Roar. Look, they weren't bad in the first half. They'll be disappointed. They had the better opportunities, but they trailed. It just sums up their season. So, can they make the comeback in the second half? Hey. Luke here says, yeah, 1-0 against Brisbane, 3-0 against Auckland, both at halftime. Make it make sense. Yeah, look, considering Western's last couple of results, you'd think they'd be in you'd think this would have been a comfortable game for them, but it's been tricky. Western haven't been fluid going forward today. It's been breaking down a little bit for them. It could well be credit to Brisbane Roar and their organisation at the back. G'day to W. So surely that's not a pen, right? I didn't think so. I thought it was harsh. I thought it was one of those just ones where 2 players coming together for the ball. Look, if Bert Gilroy is sort of like, stepping into the pathway of Thurgate, then obviously that's a pen. You can't sort of like impede the run of an opposition player. But it was more so just both players just bouncing off each other. And I almost wonder, Thurgate bounced off and just like went on the floor. I wonder if that, it sort of made it look to referee Alex King as if there was some stronger contact, from Bert Gilroy's part, taking out Thurgate. Possibly. I don't know. But I didn't think it was a pen. I think most of us here thought it wasn't a pen. Yeah. Luke says that's definitely a depends on the ref call, unfortunately. Yeah. And again, like I'll echo what I said before. Like it's one of those ones where, like, I don't think it was a penalty, but it's one of those ones where I don't think VAR should be involved because it wasn't a clear and obvious error. Like it wasn't clear and obvious. So, yeah. Blinkus, always good to see you here in the chat, mate. Says refs at fault for the pen, in my opinion. But Brisbane should have scored 2 or 3. Can only blame themselves for that. Absolutely spot on. Jelicic was in through on goal. Again, I just can't believe his effort. That sort of like really, that moment, that chance for Jelicic in that first half really sums up Brisbane Roar at the moment, just lacking confidence. I think, he's in through on goal. You got to really back yourself to at least give it more power. Try and go under the goalkeeper with some power, or just dink it over. He sort of just like softly, just like hit it at him. They're showing it on the halftime highlights now. Jelicic in behind, and just, it's a really average effort. And Ben Halloran at the end of that first half there surely had to score. Opportunity. He's got the space in the box. Surely has to hit the target. You need better. And again, it's Brisbane Roar being in the situation that they are in, where they have not won a game, and this season is just rapidly falling away from them. They cannot afford to miss chances like that, man. It's too easy. TJ Peno says, "G'day, mate. Welcome. Hope you're doing well." Justin says, "Hopefully Grimaldi will be on. I like him." Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if we see him in the second half. He's another one of Western's top players. Having a look at the benches here for Western. Tommy Hewitt-Bell is the backup goalkeeper. He did start a little last season, but on the bench for much of this season. Rami Najareen, Grimaldi, two sort of wide players could make an impact in this game. Jake Nadowski, another one of their young strikers. Kane Vidma, good young defensive option. Michael Roos is there as well. Michael Roos scored the winner against Sydney FC a couple of weeks back. Jordan Lawton is there as well, another young option in midfield. For Brisbane Roar, a bit more experience on their bench. Scotty Neville's there as a defensive option. Raphael Strike, he may well be introduced in the second half. I wouldn't be surprised if he came on at halftime, for the second half. He may well be required. Florin Berenguer will, provide something different going forward as well. The creative midfielder. Jack Hingett, another defensive option. Matt Acton is Brisbane Roar's backup goalkeeper. Louis Zabala, very versatile player. And Adam Zimmerino, who did start the last couple of games for Brisbane. He's on the bench today to provide something different in attack as well. But Raphael Strike, I think that's the one. He's the guy that may well be introduced earlier in the second half of Brisbane. I would not be surprised. We saw him score against Sydney earlier on this season, and can play, whether he plays through the middle or out wide. With Waddingham playing through the middle, he may well play out wide. But, I would even bring on Strike for maybe Halloran. Halloran had to do better with that opportunity at the end of the half. So, yeah. Sam with an interesting question here. Thanks for the question, Sam. Sam asks, who would be the best coach for Roar in terms of experienced gaffers? Redan, Arnie, both have that. No chance either come to Roar. The best coach for Roar in terms of experience gaffers. I think Graham Arnold would do a really, really good job at any A-League club he goes to. Like, if they were to manage to convince him to come to Brisbane, I think that'd be huge for Brisbane. I think that would be huge. So look, if he's keen, if he's available, I think Brisbane will have to do whatever it takes to try and get Arnie there. There could well be no chance of that happening as well. That's just a dream, I think. The other one, he's obviously not experienced. He's a new coach in Bessa Barisha. I would just like to see it just because it'd be fun. That's just me. G'day, Robert. Robert says Brisbane and Perth fighting hard for the wooden spoon. Indeed, they are. Bottom of the ladder. Let's have a look at the ladder as it stands right now. Currently 1-0 to West United in this game. This result would see Western jump up to, I was mistaken. I did say 4th before, but it would be 5th. Just behind a goal difference behind the Bulls. Brisbane Roar, this result would be their 7th loss of the season and still without a win, which, again, it's really concerning seeing what's happening at Brisbane this year. And it feels like Ruben Zakovic's time is just running up at Brisbane, and if this result stays the way it is, if Brisbane lose this game, I don't think Ruben Zakovic will be in charge of Brisbane Roar in 2025. I would be very surprised. So, hey, we'll see. We'll see. Great to see Butter here as well. Welcome, Butter says, I'm about to win the league in Football Manager. Congrats, Butter. Well done. If Brisbane want a new manager quickly, I'm available. There we go. There we go. We will be doing our full live round recap later tonight. Our usual Sunday night stream. That's at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. 8 p.m. So make sure to join us for that. But Auckland are currently sitting top of the table after that win against Mariners yesterday. Adelaide is still up there. Victory still up there, despite losing last night. Both Adelaide and Victory losing this round. MacArthur, they haven't lost for a few weeks, haven't they, MacArthur? They got a little decent run of form here in the last 5 games. Western are up there with those current results. Melbourne City in 6th. Another bye for Melbourne City. Wanderers in 7th. Sydney in 8th with that win last night. Phoenix, they defeated Jets yesterday, but still in 9th place. Mariners, man, are struggling at the moment, down in 10th place. Jets at 11th, Glory at 12th, and Brisbane at the moment will finish off round 10. We'll finish off 2024 bottom of the A-League men's table. Hello as well to Hunter. Welcome, Hunter. Hunter says the Paramount Player Index says that number one on the pitch. Sutton is number one on the pitch so far. Yes, and probably agree with that. The saves he's made, crucial. The saves that he has made, I think he's made 3 or 4 saves in that first half, and if it wasn't for him, Brisbane may well have had a goal or 2 in this game. Yeah. So it is quite fascinating looking at the ladder, isn't it? I mean, it's tricky this season in the A-League because of the buys, which obviously it's not fun having buys, but there's not much else we can do. Hopefully Canberra do join the competition next season. But it's so hard reading the ladder because you've got some teams who played 8 games. Like Jets and City have already had 2 buys, which I don't know why both those teams have already had 2 buys already. There's a few teams who haven't even had a buy yet. So both those teams have only played 8 games. Obviously, the Carlton and Western now 10 games. It's concerning for Perth Glory. They've already played 10 games and still just the 1 win. Yeah. Alrighty. What's this, TJ Penno? Saying West Sydney Wanderers look good. They signed Degan. Has that been announced? Is that as in right now? Has that been announced? Is this breaking news? It was a rumor that we did see. There was a report online that Milos Degan, Socceroos defender, was linked with a move to Wanderers. Wanderers were keen to bring him in, according to reports at least. Has that been announced? I'm going to quickly check the socials here. Maybe not yet. Dude, I mean, I'll tell you what, that would be a great signing, wouldn't it, for West Sydney Wanderers? They could bring in Milos Deganek. We know Wanderers are struggling with injuries a little bit at the moment. They've got who's out? Pantanzopoulos is out, I believe. Jonte Wook is the other major one. He's out with injury at the moment. I don't know if it's breaking, but he's signed. It's confirmed. Let me know, TJ Penno, where you've seen this. And because that's exciting if it has been confirmed. West Sydney Wanderers, I mean, it was a big win for them this week. 3-2, coming back from 2 goals down as well. 3-2 to defeat Adelaide United. Big result for Wanderers. Couple consecutive wins. Last 4 games now. 3 wins in 4 games. Very. Frenzy Rabbit says, if we have no hope at top 6, I'd rather see us hit rock bottom with the spoon. Would love more tangible reasons for the ownership to sell the club. Horribly wasted potential. Rough times at Brisbane Roar at the moment, hey. Butter says, build to Iloma on loan, please. Need a new midfielder who plays like Ben Old after that the season starts. At Wellington? I mean, I think Wellington do need another centre-back. I think with Finn Sermon's departure in the off-season, I think they're still missing maybe just that one more quality centre-back. Brenty Rabbit also says, I would be so happy if Mariners got their buyers. Hopefully something comes off. Hopefully. G'day, Alligator. It's good to see you here. Says Coast, Merry Christmas. A shameless game for the Mariners, Wanderers, and Sydney. Definitely looking promising. Yeah, good performances from those two Sydney clubs. Sam says Tui Loma is coming to Auckland. We need to replace Hall and we need a backup CDM. He is, like as advocate firm. That's the thing. I don't know whether to believe you guys. That would be a good signing. Butter reckons that Tui Loma would not go to Auckland. I think Wellington probably need him more if he was to pick one of the New Zealand clubs. So changes here. At the break, second half is about to get underway. Danzaki off, Grimaldi on. So Grimaldi looks like he's going to go over to that right-hand side for Western. Interesting change. I just wonder whether maybe there's an injury concern there for Danzaki. Hopefully not. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this live 8-week watch-along Sunday Armour. This crazy week between Christmas and New Year's. Hope you guys have had a safe and happy Christmas and enjoy your New Year. We're entering 2024. Sorry, 2025. Oh, what year is it? What year is it, man? Second half is underway, folks. You can watch this game on Paramount Plus for those in Australia. Brisbane Roar with some great opportunities in that first half were unable to find the back of the net. Looks like Brisbane haven't made any substitutions in the break. One change coming for Western with Grimaldi on for Danzaki, now white. So, in the box here for Brisbane, looking to respond after conceding that late penalty in the first half. Ibasuki with another goal for Western. I mean, how many is that for Ibasuki? Is that 5 now? Probably 5 goals. I've lost track. How many goals Ibasuki scored this season? That's probably 5. Someone check for us. How many goals has Ibasuki got so far this season? That I assume that'd be his 5th. The Golden Boot race has been very tight this season. Plenty of players up there. Milanovic, Borello, Barbarousis is up there, isn't he? Who else? Plenty of players up there. So I'm pretty tight at the moment. Robert says the A-League should consider a New Zealand All-Stars and A-League All-Stars to draw in a friendly rivalry. That would be interesting. I'd be down for that. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Australian All-Stars, New Zealand All-Stars, as in like for A-League players, obviously too. Hey, that'd be interesting. It'd basically just be like an Socceroos versus New Zealand friendly match, but with players who only play in the A-League. But that'd be fun. That would be fun. Thanks for that, Alligator. He scored 4. Still a good start to the season. Hey, I hope so, Timmy. Eames will get the Golden Boot. Already got the one last week, and we love Hayne Eames. He's made a great start to his Mariners career. He's looked very, very bright. Great to see him get his first goal last week. And hopefully he gets plenty more throughout the season, that's for sure. Oh, Butter says, I hope Chiefy becomes the All Whites coach soon. That would be interesting. That'd be interesting. That'd be cool to see. So free kick here for Brisbane Roar. It's out in a wide position. Jelicic, it was the tackle from Dylan Leonard, which was just a bit too strong on the Roar midfielder. Jay O'Shea standing over this one as well as Jelicic. Got to take these opportunities, man. Again, this could be like the last 45 for Ruben Zakovic in charge of Brisbane. This is such an important game. I don't even know if a draw is going to be enough, dude. I don't know if a draw is going to be enough. So O'Shea, oh, terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Very bizarre decision there from the experienced Jay O'Shea. Looking to go around the wall, nowhere near the target. He got that completely wrong. He was trying to be real sneaky there. He was a little bit too cute from Jay O'Shea, trying to curl it around and catch Matt Sutton. Now, not good. Not good. Especially when you get all those players in the box. Yeah. Timmy says, I believe this is in reference to the Central Coast Mariners. The club need to hang on to younger players a little longer. Qual left too quick, affecting his development. Still think Garang does have a bright future ahead of him. He gives a chance for Brisbane, though. Brissett blocked away. Bright start to the second half for Brisbane, though. Yeah, it's always tricky. Look, if we get the right fees, if we get the right offers, the club's going to sell them. You know, we know that. They've made it clear that that's how the club is going to be run. So, Brisbane Roar, 5 minutes into this second half, already looking good. West United with just a 1-goal lead at this point. A penalty to Hiroshi Basuki. Nicely taken penalty past Macklin Freak. But you get the sense Brisbane Roar, they're going to be desperate in the second half. Western might need maybe just one more to give them that little buffer. To give them that little comfort zone, if you like. How soon until we see the likes of Raphael Strike, maybe Florin Berenguer, Zimmerino perhaps for Brisbane, these attacking players on the bench. Tom Waddingham, he's been a little bit quiet in this game, Tom Waddingham. You know, striker already 4 goals this season, but to my memory, he hasn't had a shot so far this game. But when he gets the chance, he usually takes it. That's the thing with Tommy Waddingham. You might not see him for, 60 minutes, and then he'll show up and score. Here come Western down the right. Infield now. Looking for the opportunity. Brisbane getting a lot of numbers at the back. Oh, that's too easy, though. Into the feet of Ibasuki. Couldn't turn. Get away. Brisbane. It's a tricky one for Brisbane in the second half. While they obviously want to desperately chase this game, desperately get a win, they cannot afford to leave themselves exposed at the back. Western United will punish them with the dangerous plays they have in attack. So it's a tricky situation for Brisbane Roar in this match at this current moment in time. Join us for our live A-League round recap later tonight, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. We're going to be doing a live run recap where we're going to discuss all of the games from this past round as across the Western, as across the face of goal and out. Leanne asks, do you reckon Brisbane will come back? I don't think they'll win this game. I'll say that. I don't think they will. I could see Brisbane getting a goal in this game. I think Brisbane could score in this game, especially with some of the players they can bring off the bench. Are capable. They created some good opportunities in the first half. If they keep doing that, the goal could come. But I don't think they will win this game. I don't think they have enough to score 2. I think this could end 1-1 or even 2-1 to Western. That's my feeling at this point. My feeling. Timmy says Nisbet's going well as expected. Hopefully he's in the national team next time. Absolutely. As Brisbane Roar come close. Another long-range effort from Jay O'Shea, who's been busy in this game. Yeah, we love Joshy Nisbet, and he's been involved in the goals lately for Ross County in Scotland. Great to see. So, yeah, hopefully we see him once again named in the Socceroos squad next year. But I also said waiting for some centre-back to score a screamer tonight and take away Nick's goal of the week. Yeah, surely no one's going to take it away from Barbarousis, that cracker yesterday from the centre circle. Great goal. After today, it's just the one more game remaining in the A-League Men's for this year. That's on New Year's Eve. Mariners taking on Melbourne City in a couple of days' time. So it is a quick turnaround for Mariners. Well, Melbourne City, they've had a bye this past weekend. So it's an extended break for Melbourne City. An intriguing game up to this point, hasn't it? Western United with a valuable lead, and they haven't really been maybe as fluent going forward as they have in the last couple of weeks. Brisbane have done a good job of hitting them back at times, closing down the space, competing. So this hasn't been a poor performance for Brisbane. But the thing is with Brisbane, it doesn't matter if they put in a good performance and lose. All that matters now for Brisbane is results. They have to win. Well, Brisbane Roar are making their first change of the game. And it's young Jacob Brissett who's coming off as well as Waleed Shaw. Waleed Shaw currently on a yellow card, so he's off for Zabala. And Brissett, who had two good opportunities, 2 shots on target in the first half, he's coming off for Zimarino. But it says hopefully the A-League makes a fantasy soon. Had one previously, but a terrible UI made it unusable. Yeah, we'll see. I'm surprised they weren't running it this season. Maybe it was just a cost thing. Yeah, obviously the A-Leagues, they've brought back fantasy a couple of years ago and had the fantasy and the tipping, but not this year. Oh, that's another change too. 3 changes, in fact, I think, there for Brisbane. Florin Berenguer also came on for Jelacic. So just prior to the hour mark here, Brisbane Roar with the triple change, trying to shake things up here as they still trail 1-0 after 57 minutes. Desperately need a result, and they've gone for Zankovic has gone for the triple change. He wants to turn this game around. So don't expect any real changes to the formation or anything for Brisbane. That's pretty straightforward changes there. Zimarino. It looks like Zimarino might well be playing on the right. I might see Halloran on the left, perhaps. Florin Berenguer playing centrally, where Jelacic was. And Zabala, midfielder with a good engine, is on for Waleed Shaw. Don't mind that from Zankovic. They're trailing. They've been okay. They've been okay, Brisbane, but they're trailing the game and they need goals. They need goals. They've got 3 fresh legs on prior to the hour mark. Don't mind it at all. A-League Edit says, I still can't get my head over it. Mariners went from winning the trophy, the A-League, to being 10th. Well, it's still relatively early on in the season, but yeah, obviously it's pretty disappointing. Mariners are struggling a little bit at the moment, but there's still plenty of time to turn it around, that is for sure. But especially with the way Mariners are run, with the way that Central Coast Mariners operate, selling on young players that we develop. There's often a bit of turnover at Central Coast Mariners each season, so there is always that risk of slipping down each season. And that's just the way of things for the Central Coast Mariners. No worries, butter. Hope you enjoy it. And can you see Brisbane making final series or staying in the race or not getting the wooden spoon? I think Brisbane won't pick up the wooden spoon this year. I think, especially if they change coach, I think they do need a change of head coach. I think that's apparent. But I don't think Brisbane will play finals. I don't think so. I think the start of the season has been pretty disastrous for them, results-wise. So I don't think they'll play finals. But I feel like they might finish like second bottom. I think I get the feeling that Perth Glory will finish bottom at the end at this point. Like if I had to do my ladder prediction now, I'd probably call Perth to finish bottom. I think Brisbane might finish like second bottom. But I don't think Brisbane have enough to challenge finals. I don't think so. It would take a huge turnaround, hey? It would take a huge, huge turnaround. Timmy asks, what do you expect the Mariners to play well when we lose all our players? Yeah, look, it's obviously tricky losing our best players, hey? That's why when Mariners have been successful, it's been a real, like, the thing with Mariners last year is that there wasn't like a couple like sort of star players who really sort of featured for us heavily. It was a collective thing. So Mariners are at their best when, regardless of the names in the squad, everyone in the squad has to be all in on the project. And that's what Mariners had in the last couple of years, especially last year. Like even the players who weren't playing much at all, if they were called up, they had to do their job. And everyone was on board, and the effort from just about all the players last season from the Mariners was near flawless. And that's why Mariners won the treble, because everyone was on board with the projects. And they performed so well. So when it comes together for Mariners, they're so good. Big losses indeed. Yeah, of course. And look, we always knew that it was going to be difficult for Mariners when they're losing like Socceroos midfielders now in Nisbet and Ballard and Vukovic retiring, which is obviously a big one. Ronald Barcelos was good for us in the second half of last season as well. Jacob Farrell leaving, Dan Hall leaving. Like, these are fantastic players. It was always going to be tricky. Always going to be tricky. I still think Mariners. I still think we have a decent squad. I think we have a squad that's capable. I think we're still missing a few key ingredients. I think Mark Jackson is well aware of that. And January transfer window is going to be key. And Mark Jackson has hinted at it in his press conferences that there could well be some movement at the Mariners next month. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that one. That's for sure. Elliot, what did you think about the Big Blue yesterday? Did victory deserve the red card? We will be talking about the Big Blue in depth in our round recap in just a couple hours' time, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. We will be doing our full A-League round recap live here on the channel, so we'll definitely be diving into the Big Blue. But overall thoughts, I don't think the red card was. I don't think the red card was the correct decision. It's my viewpoint. And look, credit to Sydney, who took advantage of it and won 3-0. Huge result for them. Hey? All right. We have passed the hour mark at Ironbark Fields. And it's a 1-0 lead for Western, courtesy of penalty goal for Hiroshi Basuki. Brisbane Roar with that triple change a moment ago. Zabala, Zimmerino, Berenguer all on. Interesting to see that Rafael Strike wasn't introduced, but surely he will come on. Brisbane still trailing. Surely. G'day, Phil. Phil asks, do you reckon Sydney are back on their game? I'm not confident enough to say so yet. I think they're still suffering from a bit of inconsistency. Injuries haven't been helping them. The squad's been changing each week. So we'll see. We'll see with Sydney. But I think the red card to victory certainly helped Sydney last night. That's for sure. I think I did play a big factor. Justin says Ballard was a massive loss. I hear he's doing well overseas also. Yeah, he's doing very well. Getting some regular game time over in the Netherlands, which is great to see. We love Maxi Ballard. We did an interview with Max Ballard on this very channel. You can scroll back a long way. It was a few years ago. I did an interview with a young Max Ballard when he was breaking through at the Mariners. It's probably like 3 or 4 years ago now. Oh, that's right, Marcus. So, yes, he's scoring under 90 seconds. Joe Lolly, 2 goals last night in the Big Blue. But yes, we'd love to see you guys in a couple hours' time for our round recap right here on the channel. We do the live stream every Sunday evening, talking about all of the A-League games from the past round. There's a lot to talk about too. Wanderers defeating Adelaide. Adelaide's first loss of the season. The Big Blue, of course. What else have we got to talk about? Auckland bouncing back, big 4-1 win against Mariners. A lot going on. As there always is. There's always stuff to talk about in the A-League. Greatest league in the world, isn't it? I love it. Oh my gosh, what is going on here between... There was a bit of head tennis going on there between both teams, and there would have been maybe 10 headers, 10 consecutive headers there. No one wanted to win it. They just kept sending it forward. The Brisbane Roar, can they get something going here? They had the opportunities in the first half. They did not take them. Will that hurt them in the end? They need to throw more forward. They need a win. Bit of push and shove between Adam Zimmerino and Matthew Grimaldi. Don't mind seeing a bit of competitive edge in games, of course. "65 minutes played, 1-0 to Western United. Brisbane still looking for their first win of the season. Don't forget, it would just be a disaster for them to round out 2024 without getting a win this season." Brisbane Roar's next game is at home to Central Coast Mariners on January 3rd. That'll be an interesting game. That will be an interesting game. Brisbane may well look at that as a winnable game. Although Mariners have some decent form up there in Brisbane. Western United. Who do Western play next? Let's find out. Perth Glory. Perth Glory away. That's always an interesting one, considering the long trip. But of course, Perth Glory have been struggling, so they'll view that as a winnable game next week. Western as well. 12 shots for Brisbane up to this point, just the 4 on target. 7 shots for Western, 2 on target. Possession's pretty even. Western, here they come. Tate Russell. Russell shoots. Oh, great effort. Falls to Grimaldi, who can't find the target. But that probably the first real chance of this half, isn't it? I mean, Tate Russell from range. Got some power on it too. Great parry away from Macklin Freak. Great contact on that shot from Russell. Frenzied Rabbit here says Brisbane isn't winning this game. You have to wonder at what point Brisbane gets punted nearly 270 days without a win. Yeah. Look, I was of the opinion, and I think many people were as well, were of the opinion that after losing at home to Perth Glory last week, which was just a disastrous result, that they should have let go of Ruben Zakovic. But I think the fact that, sort of this time of year that we're currently in, over the Christmas period, probably not a good time to lose a job. So maybe they were going to give him at least till the new year. And I mean, if they lose this game, surely he has to go. I mean, this is clearly not working out. But here comes Tom Waddingham. He's in the box. Very close. It's another great save from Matty Sutton. And Tom Waddingham, I mean, we say it a lot. Hey, he can be very, very quiet in games, but when he gets his chance, he's very, very close there. It's a good save. But that's nice from Waddingham, the way he's sort of his first touch takes it into the space. Left foot, decent power. And Matt Sutton had to be strong there. Corner for Brisbane. Dangerous delivery. Harrington's there. Western will clear. Couple opportunities. Either side in the last few minutes. This game is beginning to run away from Brisbane Roar as the time ticks on. They can't afford to keep missing these chances, man. They can't afford it. And these subs bring a bit of energy. That's nice play from the subs as well. Berenger to Zimmerino. Heavy touch. Thurgate doing the defensive work as he does so well. Very, very good. Western preparing a couple of changes there by the looks of things. Roos and Nazarene. Don't forget, we've got our A-League live round recap coming up later tonight, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, recapping all of the games. We'd love to see you guys join us there for the live stream later this evening as we discuss all the action. We're all about creating a community of like-minded football fans here. Let's watch football. Brisbane trying to get forward again. Western strong in the challenge, though. Very, very strong in the challenge. Not making it easy for Brisbane to break through. Make sure to hit the like button as well, folks, if you haven't done so already. Support the stream and the channel. You can also consider sending through a super chat. 70th minute. Western still with that 1-goal lead. 20 minutes remaining. And possibly 20 minutes remaining for Brisbane Roar head coach Ruben Zatkovic, who is under enormous pressure. Western United, at this point of the game, well, they haven't had many opportunities at all this game, really, especially in the second half. Tate Russell with a shot on target earlier. Aside from that, it's been pretty quiet from the home team. And if they can get one more here, if they can get a second goal, that would be huge to give them that buffer. They haven't really, Western haven't been amazing this game, we should say. I think they've struggled to control things at times. It's been a little bit chaotic, a little bit open at times. Western were probably hoping that they were going to have a bit more control and a bit more dominance. Here we go, here comes Brisbane again. What are they going to do here? Just looking at Brisbane and their players, they just need a bit more going forward, some more options to choose from. Need some more forward runs, a bit more energy in the final third there. They've got the numbers there now. 72nd minute. Just got to find that right pass, that right opportunity. They've got the players to create as well. Joe O'Shea, Berenger, these guys are capable of unlocking a defence with a key pass. Need to get these guys on the ball. They've got the players to do it. And that's the thing. Like, that's the other thing with Brisbane Roar. Why this situation is so rough for them at the moment. It's like they've got the players. Like, they've got the players to do it. They've got the creative players. They've got some good players up top. Defensively, they've been overall pretty sound. They haven't conceded from open play. Changes for Western. Michael Roos and Rami Nazarene coming on. So Roos is on for Botic. Botic pretty quiet overall today. Not too much involvement in this game. Michael Roos, he scored the winner against Sydney a couple of weeks ago. Great finish. And Rami Nazarene also came on. Looks like Nazarene came on for Wallenty, who was very good today. Very, very good today. G'day, Charlie. Charlie, I'm going well, Charlie. Thanks for asking. It's been an interesting match so far. It's been relatively close between both teams. Some missed opportunities, especially from Brisbane's point of view. So there's a lot of pressure on Brisbane and Ruben Zatkovic at this moment. Marcus says here, last game Brisbane one was a friendly in pre-season. It's been so long now, isn't it? They're still searching for this win. And again, I think they've got the players to do it. Like, they don't have a terrible squad, Brisbane. They've got a decent A-League squad. Look, it's not the best, but there's enough there to work with. Roar on the left now. Western setting up in this defensive sort of 4-4-2 block. So hard to break down when they're set up in that defensive block. They've been good, especially in the second half. A lot better in the second half, I think, defensively, Western. They were picked apart a little bit too easily in that first half, Western. Roar had 7 shots in that first half. As it stands, Western currently 5th on the A-League men's ladder. Timmy asks, how did the Roar go in the FFA Cup? Of course, now known as the Australia Cup. They were knocked out in the playoffs to Perth Glory, who were also bottom of the table. They were knocked out in the playoffs 4-1, 4-2. That was one. So 1-0 is the scoreline as we enter the final 15 minutes of this very important A-League matchup, especially from a Brisbane Roar point of view. Bottom of the league, desperate for a result. Western United on the verge of a 3rd consecutive win and continuing to rise up the ladder. This result will take them to 5th, just behind the Watchalong goal difference, but it's been really impressive in the last few weeks for Western. And they won't mind this. It hasn't been their best performance, but if they could grab another 3 points, so important for them, mate. Charlie says, with this result, my team Wanderers get out of the top 6. But you know what? We should be back in there soon with our match against Adelaide. It was really good in the second half. I wouldn't doubt us to win against MacArthur. Yeah, look, things might be turning around for Wanderers. A decent little run. 3 wins in the last 4. And they've got some players who are playing very well at the moment. In Milanovic and Borello. Shakluna's been good last few weeks. And obviously there's a bit of an injury concern around him now. Stadge said that they may well have picked up a knee injury at the end of the Adelaide game. Here come Western. Nice move. 3rd gate almost. Run out of room in the box. What can Brisbane do on the counter-attack here? They've got to go with pace. That's nice from Berenguer, man. The way he just glided past on the left. Great chance for Brisbane. Berenguer. Oh, dude. So it was the right idea with a cutback. But smart defending as well. I think it might have been Imai who stepped forward to cut it out. And Western United are on the counter-attack now. Starting to open up, and that's a good challenge from Harrington. Balhoun says, I fall asleep watching Raw. Yeah, they need a bit more inspiration going forward now. They need the goals. We are really well and truly now entering the final stages of this game. 77 minutes played. It's 1-0 to Western United. Brisbane Roar, they've struggled to create the opportunities for the last 10 minutes or so. Raphael Strike, man. I mean, if we look at the bench again, surely there might be an opportunity for Raphael Strike to come on if he's fit. Got to get him on the field. Brisbane are chasing goals. They need him. I can still bring on 2 more players. Some defenders there, and he can get Neville, but Raphael Strike surely has to be the one. I think he probably comes on for Halloran. That seems like the most likely change. I don't think you'd bring off Waddingham if you're chasing a goal. So Raw, good forward pass here. Again, though, comes unstuck. That's the problem, lacking a bit of quality going forwards. They're looking to be positive. They're looking to create. These passes are just not finding their targets at the moment for the Raw. It's hurting them. That's a good ball over the top, though, but very smart goalkeeper from Macklin Freak. Michael Roos was almost in behind again. Freak was off his line in a flash. Charlie says, Cryer is playing surprisingly well. He's a top player. Confirmed Shakira is out for the rest of the season. Is that confirmed? I haven't seen that confirmed. Is that actually confirmed? It's an ACL, but Cryer celebrating when he scored against Wellington was funny. I was surprised about that. Yeah, I talked about that last week in the round recap. That was that surprised me a little bit. Change for Brisbane. Hing gets on for Van der Sarg. Is that the only one? It may well be. I don't think Raphael Strike came on there. That may have been the only change. Perhaps. Roar are running out of time. O'Shea, set piece. Needs the right delivery. To the far post. Still on. Thurgate, important defensive header. Do a lot of defending today, Angus Thurgate. Great box-to-box midfielder. Errington was in midfield. We're in the final 10 minutes, man. We're in the final 10 minutes of regular time. Brisbane Roar. I don't even know if a draw, like even if I were just to grab like one late goal here, I don't know if a draw would be enough to save Zadkovic at this point. It doesn't feel like it would be enough. That's right, sports guy. Brisbane Roar certainly struggling at the moment and set for their 7th loss of the season at this rate, unless they can turn it around at the end. Another long-range free kick for O'Shea here. Brisbane players are well and truly up for this one. Ability can't get a strong contact on it. Yeah, man, for Brisbane Roar fans, man, this is just frustrating to watch, isn't it? It's frustrating to watch. They're just lacking that quality, not finding the targets in the final third at the moment. Western United doing a good job of holding them out as well. Berenguer into the feet of Zimmerino. That's a little bit better from Brisbane. Here they go. Here they go. Down the left now. In the box. Almost in, and it's deflected wide for a goal kick. I mean, that was like a lot better, right? Van Haller in little burst of pace down the left. Oh, I was wanting him too. Wanting him again at the near post, but couldn't find the target. Very close. Another change here for Western. Jordan Lawson on for Reece Bozanowski. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this live watch along. We are in the dying stages of this game. Brisbane desperate to bounce back here. Make sure to join us live in just over an hour's time for our A-League round 10 live round recap. Brisbane Roar is continuing to look forward. That's a heavy challenge. Berenguer and Lawton is a little bit late. And we got the free kick. Again, surprised that Raphael Strike hasn't been introduced yet. The Indonesian striker still on the bench at this point. He was on international duty with Indonesia recently, so I wonder if maybe that's playing a factor. Maybe he was returning late, perhaps. So Thurgate is going to send in this free kick for Western at this point, though. Our goal would surely seal it. Another one. Delivery's not great, though. This is everyone. Man, this defensive effort from Western has been really impressive at the end here. Brisbane Roar finally making that change to bring on a Raphael strike. It is Waddingham is coming off as well. That's interesting. That is interesting. I thought it might be Halloran, but Brisbane Roar chasing the goal, and it is Tom Waddingham who's being subbed off. Interesting call. Interesting call. So Raphael strike to lead the line for Brisbane. Can he be the hero? Yeah. You can see Roar certainly committing more numbers forward now. It's getting into desperate times for Brisbane. Oh, that's a good ball at the top, Berenguer. I like it because he gets in behind. Needs the support now. The delivery's okay, just over the head. Just over the head of Halloran. But again, that was good. That was better. Well, the card here has been shown to someone. It may well be Harrington. It was late on Ibasuki. Yeah, that's like it was. G'day, Lockie. Hello, Mr. Oswald Football. Thoughts on Mr. Zimmerino? Adam Zimmerino. Yeah, one of Brisbane's promising young players. He's made a decent impact on this game too. He's looked bright a couple of times. So a yellow card for Lucas Harrington at the back for the Roar. Another start for the young defender. And Suki Harrington, another good challenge. Paramount Player Index is being shown on the broadcasts. Goalkeeper Matt Sutton is leading the way for Western. Ibasuki's up there as well. O'Shea, he's up there. He's Brisbane's highest player, according to the Paramount Plus Player Index. What a mouthful. He's always up there. He's always considered Brisbane's top player, which isn't surprising. He always puts in a solid effort for Brisbane. All right. Final stages now. Final moments. I don't imagine we'll have too much added on, man. I mean, luckily we haven't had too many injuries at all this game. It's been all right in the second half. Thurgate wanted to go for a shot from long range from that free kick. Nowhere near the target. Time running out now. Here comes Thurgate. Here comes Thurgate on the left. He's been so good in recent weeks, Angus Thurgate. One of the top midfielders in the league so far this season. That's nice. That's nice from Zimmerino. We were talking about him a moment ago. That's a heavy challenge there, and it'll be, I think, a yellow card for Jack Hingett. Coming through late. Just over an hour until our A-League Round 10 live recap. Make sure to join us here for that stream. Recapping all of the A-League action from this weekend. That's devastating news, Charlie. That's devastating news. Timothy Quinn has been so good. Wanderers in recent weeks. Blinker says probably means Brolante and Mata for the Wanderers midfield, right? I mean, you'd think so. But Oscar Priestman may well be the option there as well. Thoughts on the penalty decision? I didn't agree with it. I didn't think it was a pen. It was one of those ones where sort of both players just sort of came together and sort of bounced off each other. So I thought the pen call was harsh. That's just my take on it. How do you make your thumbnails? Just use Canva. G'day, Wolfie. Almost missed the live stream. I'm happy Sydney FC won. Just need to get back-to-back wins now. Great win for Sydney FC last night. And no worries, Wolfie. And, of course, we will be live. You can catch us in about an hour's time for our round recap stream, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. As we are in the final minutes of this one. Brisbane Roar, man, is this the final game in charge for Ruben Zadkovic? Brisbane Roar set for 7 losses from 9 games this season, 2 draws. It's been incredibly disappointing for this team who was so successful about 10 years ago now, a decade ago. Brisbane Roar were cruising on the top of the A-League ladder. One of the strongest teams in all the land. And they may well have just hit rock bottom at the moment. This is a real low point for Brisbane as 4 minutes of added time have been shown, which is surprising, to be honest. 4 minutes. There hasn't been many stoppages at all in this game, in the second half at least. So 4 minutes left for Brisbane to avoid another defeat. And Western United, well, from their point of view, big opportunity for them to return to the top 6 here with a win. It would be their 3rd consecutive win as well. Lockie with a great question here. Who would you bring in to replace Ruben Zadkovic if he is canned? Well, I mean, the dream is someone like Graham Arnold. I think that would be ideal. It's probably unlikely, I imagine. The one that I'd love to see, just because I think it'd be fun, is Bessa Barisha. He's stated that he's interested in managing in the A-League, coaching a team in the A-League. Obviously, he was a star for Brisbane over a decade ago now, so that would be a lot of fun. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do let Zadkovic go, who they go for. There's not that many options out there right now. So, Valhoon's dropping the hashtag. Ruben out. I mean, after this result, we may well get an announcement. I don't know if it'll be today, that soon, but possibly in the coming days. Keep an eye on the Brisbane Roar socials. Keep an eye here on the channel too. If it happens, we'll make sure to report it as soon as possible. 2025 is around the corner, and Ruben Zadkovic may well not be in charge of the side with results like this. A couple minutes remaining. Brisbane need to throw everything forward now. Do you know where PK went? Patrick Isnorbo. He's now an assistant at goodness me, I've forgotten the name of the club. Someone fill in for us. He took him an assistant role in Japan, I believe. The name of the club escapes me. That's my time. Brisbane sent it long. Defensive header by Imai. Ibasuki wins it. Well done. And the Roar have to go back to their keeper. Another long ball. This is desperate times here. Ability goes long again. O'Shea's on the ball. Here we go. Halloran. Ingott's getting forward. He goes, ooh, almost a penalty. Edge of the box, a foul, a silly foul by Shamoon on Hingott. But, oh, that's definitely a foul. I mean, too much contact from Shamoon. I mean, the hand on the shoulder and just the legs in the back as well. That's so silly to give away a foul like that. And it's going to provide an opportunity here at the death for Brisbane. This is it, man. This is it. This set piece could decide whether Ruben Zadkovic has a job heading into 2025. In swinger. Chipped in. Keeper's up as well. It's headed away. Cleared away once again by Lawton. Just not good enough, man. Not good enough for Brisbane Roar. It's going to be a 7th loss of the season already after just 9 games. They had some good moments in this game, especially in the first half. They had some golden opportunities that they needed to take, and they didn't take them. And it's full time at Ironbark Fields, a third consecutive win for Western United. Congratulations to them. But my goodness me, Brisbane Roar with another loss, and it's really concerning now for the Roar. Rock bottom of the A-League men's ladder. Rubin Zadkovic. Overwhelming pressure on the Brisbane Roar head coach now. There is overwhelming pressure on him. The results are not going Brisbane's way after 9 games, still without a win. They're going to enter 2025 without a win so far this season, which is pretty well unacceptable for a team like Brisbane Roar. Really, really concerning. But join us in just over an hour's time. We will be live for our A-League Round 10 recap right here on the Auswatch Football channel. So we'd love to get you guys to join us here for that, as we're going to be discussing all of the games across the hour. So it's always a lot of fun. But thanks, everyone, for tuning in to this live stream. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like button on the way out. And I'll see you guys in about an hour or so. Cheers.